Hello, everyone. Neagat here,
All
and
right.
welcome to another match of LittleWarGame. Today, I have a special guest joining me for this cast. I have Mr. bScherm. Hello, Mr.
Woo. How's it
bScherm.
going?
It's going really well. How are you?
I'm good. I think my voice sounds like I just woke up, but I've been up for a while, so I don't know why it's doing that, but here we are.
Here we are. Here we are. Well, you have a busy life. That might be something to do with that. Before we get into this game, let's talk a little bit about bScherm's busy life, but in the context of Little War Game. bScherm, there's something that you've been working on and that you recently announced to the Little War Game community. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I've recently been crowned number one player, beat Happy 7 times in a row. Just kidding.
Did you really? Wow.
Maybe I was sleeping and I was dreamed all
I
that. That's
dreamed
what
all of
really
it.
happened.
For sure.
Um, yeah, no, I'm running Pro League Season 6 on June 10th. Will be the end of the sign-up dates. Uh, we'll have the teams drafted by the team leads on June 15th, and the tournament will start on June 16th, and it'll run for 3 weeks. And I'm hoping that it's our I'm hoping it's our best one yet.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at problems we've resolved in the past and indexing on solutions for those. Not that the previous ones were bad, just you always try to iterate and improve on things as you go along. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as the rules for Pro League Six goes, you've already been working hard on that with team captains. I've seen you put in a good amount of work just communicating with so many people. In case people are new to the Little War Game community and they're not exactly sure what Pro League is. It's essentially an open tournament. Anyone can sign up for it, and it runs about 3 weeks long. You essentially work with players on a team to try to compete against each other, and you compete for points. So victories in certain matches give you points depending on how many wins you earn. And then I believe there's something of a prize pool at the end of it, correct?
Oh yeah. $100 for the winning team, just split.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's enough for anyone to retire on, but maybe you can buy some Red Bulls with it and fuel your addiction even further.
For sure.
So
For sure, yeah. Yeah, so depending on how large those teams are, which currently at the moment it's looking like 4 players per team, that prize pool is going to get split between each of those members. So it's very exciting. I'll definitely have something posted down below regarding that prize pool and some of those sign up dates, as well as more updates about this upcoming tournament. So thank you,
cool.
bScherm. Yeah, very excited to see what comes of it. Let's go ahead and get into this game. So it's between myself. This is a recording of myself playing with the red pieces in the top left corner versus YummyBlaBla. By the time this replay is being presented on the YouTube channel, people will have seen YummyBlaBla in a match versus Happy. They'll have seen kind of his skill level, and bScherm, I'm actually really excited for you to see that game, particularly because of YummyBlaBla's style and the way that he plays this beast opening. In the meantime, I'm playing Rax, and I've been able to defend the very aggressive wolf harassment so far.
Yeah, I saw you blinking around in the main base, putting on. Yeah, I think you killed two wolves. Can you alternate between Q for what units exist, and then also for like EU
Mm-hmm.
to see what units have been lost?
Yeah, so far
Um,
I have 3 raiders on the field, and clicking you, it looks like YummyBlaBla has lost 2 wolves at this point.
cool.
Yeah.
And he's making. Oh, he's going the Wolf Archer build.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts about how you play against Wolf Archer build when you like?
Uh,
Can you look at your vision? Did you see this yet?
so
Did
if
you
I
see the
look,
barracks come out?
I
No.
don't currently see the fact that there's a barracks. I think maybe I think yeah, right that second, right where I see this archer come into play is right when I see the fact that YummyBlaBla has gone for the barracks here. Yeah, so like I said, I did play in this game, so I might be able to talk a little bit towards what I was thinking at certain moments. But this particular moment, I was just thinking I had gotten those 2 wolf kills. I was able to defend the very early aggression that YummyBlaBla was able to do. And I was going for a very fast third base, but I had some safety duns that I placed behind it. And this is kind of something brand new. It's essentially a mirror of YummyBlaBla's style here, where he goes den into racks. I'm trying to start with racks and eventually go into this den play.
Mm. Yeah, okay. So you're kind of mirroring him, but with one den additional.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to out Yummy,
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
out
guess
Yummy
here.
the Yummy. Exactly. This wolf
Yeah.
is kind of interesting. I kind of figured out at one point that you can just send a single worker to punch wolves, and wolves have to respect that a little bit. So that's kind of nice. At the same time, doing a little bit of pressure at Yummy's third. I think we call this a little bit of a raider backstab, trying to get some damage onto these workers and getting worker kills.
Yeah, no, this is great. Raiders doing this is really good. I really like delaying the third, right? Like he's on 4850 population, and I think he was depending on that castle coming up at about now. So getting kills plus preventing that castle from going up is great. It can be a real pain in the butt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Considering how much has happened at this point of the game, I definitely feel like the Raiders have contributed a huge amount of work here. The fact that I was able to keep all these guys alive, get 2 wolf kills, and then come in for a couple stabs at the third, getting 3 additional worker kills is letting me be on pair with Yummy in terms of worker production. And now I'm going for a similar army composition that Yummy is going for here, producing out of 2 dens, getting some archers to kind of work in this wolf archer kind of combination here. At the same time,
Hmm.
I notice Yummy is on the map at this moment in time, and thus these raiders are able to get a little bit of pressure into this third, forcing Yummy to come back home and have to deal with this here.
You sound so gauche talking about yourself. Like, look at me getting this sick Raider backstab.
Yeah, well, I'm
um,
if I
no,
mean,
I think it is. You're not lying here, and just it's just a little funny to hear. I think you're right. I think you're Raider, Michael. You're getting a lot done here.
mhm.
You pulled him back. I was wondering if he was gonna pressure right there, so to pull him back from halfway across the map just to deal with some effectively pesky raiders is really nice. You get a nice scout on his army
Mhm.
size, and you get to kind of jank him around a bit to your heart's content. So this is good. I'm a little curious what your thought was with getting the snake bit, since you already have archers as like the ranged unit.
Mhm.
Were you actually looking to add on snakes and transition out of archers, or just do both?
So my thoughts on the snake pit is, as I've been playing a little bit more beast, I am actually finding that I think pure beast play is superior to hybrid with archer wolf, just because I feel like snakes are a lot better at fighting than archers are. Even though snakes are very squishy, like they can die extremely fast, the amount of DPS that they possess is undeniable. It's a very dangerous amount. We saw a little bit of a fight here. Was able to drive back Yummy a little bit, but I'm basically trying to just switch into pure beast, getting as much of an advantage with these raiders in the early game, and then being able to go into this beast play. Noticing that the bird is out for yours truly, is able to do a little bit of scouting information, and I do see the fact that there is a dragon lair responding, having already built an advanced workshop, going for a second advanced workshop at the same time.
Yeah, that's good. I am curious since you have been kind of playing racks a lot
Mm-hmm.
recently. Are you just kind of playing around with Beast here, or like have you come to the dark side of playing mainly Beast here, or what are your thoughts?
I don't know if I'm gonna fully switch over to like the complete dark side of opening with Den. Although I think it is very strong. There's an ongoing conversation about how strong Beast is and kind of their role. Um, what I do believe at the moment is that Beast has the strongest mid game, and can translate that mid game into having the strongest late game with potential catapults, with potential dragon play, that sort of thing. And it's very easy for Beast to do because they get so much map control. They get to take so many bases. This is a little bit interesting. I'm actually curious what you think about this micro here. Basically pulling back so that these archers can get as much damage as they can using the archers' attack speed, and then Wolves just constantly moving back and forth. Obviously, Yummy has the superior numbers here, so he's going to be able to outtrade this. But I thought it was interesting that I was able to kite this for so long. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we'd have to like run a micro simulator and do multiple things to really know. Because like looking at his archers, he's also getting attacks at maybe the same rate
Mm-hmm.
as you. I think my first thought was it's a shame that you have archers, because one of the things I like so much about Beast is that like when you don't like a fight, you can just like run away.
Yep.
Like you could have said, "Oh, he has more. I'm gonna run away." But because you had archers, you kind of had to engage in this like hiding micro thing that maybe you didn't want to do, but you
Yeah.
were kind of forced to try to make the most out of.
Mm.
So that was my first thought. Honestly, was like, "Oh, a shame you didn't have just
Yeah, shame I
Snicked
couldn't just
earlier."
run away. That's actually one of my least favorite things about Beast at the moment. Not because it's bad, because it's actually very good for Beast. The fact that they can kind of just run away whenever they're about to take a very bad fight, but because it's very difficult to punish a Beast player for almost taking a bad fight when they can run away so quickly. So, I mean, it's interesting. I am starting to layer more of these snakes in. I'm getting less and less Rax units at the same time. And at this point, we're going to see Yummy going into this mage tech here in combination with his beast play. So we're going to see Yummy really quickly not building archers anymore with his army, and in fact just focusing on those mages. And in combination
That's
with
interesting.
with the dragon play, it is going to be very interesting. And this is why I'm kind of very excited to be casting this with you, because I'm very curious what you're going to feel regarding this game and the tech that Yummy goes for. Looks like...
Yeah, I've thought of like bringing in a mage for this kind of hybrid composition
Mhm.
play, but I don't know. I just never found the the will to mix it in to really
The
try. But
will.
I'm glad it'll be in here. We get to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
It looks like you get to secure this middle base here, which whenever you can secure these mid bases on a Ravaged, that's super good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe I'm like drunk or something. I'm kind of surprised he was pushed back. Maybe you had more snakes than I maybe it's kind of hard to see how much he has under the dragons. Maybe he doesn't have as much as I thought he does. What are your upgrades at? You're at +2. What are his upgrades at?
He is at +1 attack upgrade. So at the moment, I have the superior upgrades. But I agree.
Yeah.
It was a bit interesting to see Yummy kind of retreat from this fight earlier. It does look like Yummy is starting to put down these slow fields, and that's going to affect how fast these snakes are going to be able to get into these engagements. But Ballista from behind are able to basically zone away a lot of these dragons, and thus it just becomes a ground versus ground war. However, Yummy's ground army is a little bit larger than my own, and thus I'm going to be relying on a lot of these reinforcements, having to get additional dens to be able to continuously build beast units. In order to secure this position. Reinforcements do come in, and it does look like I will be able to secure this fifth base, especially with these towers going up. although they do go down from this pressure. Yummy, however, at the same time, is securing his own 5th base and will be able to soon match my worker count here, especially as I'm around that 50 range.
Yeah, I was gonna say your worker count is about 25% higher than Yummy's, which is, assuming that they're mining effectively, is a really big deal in an RTS game.
It's a very big deal.
Were you able to? Yeah, it looks like your third here is getting, well, quite punished. All the workers died, which puts you even workers. So I guess that means all's fair now in the world.
Yeah, of course.
These are some bold ballistas.
They are.
It looks like you got off the smoke, the black powder.
Yeah.
Got them super low. You can get another black powder off on those. That's going to be fantastic.
Eventually, the reinforcements come in to back up these ballistas, so that's not too bad. I'm actually pretty satisfied with how I was able to deal with these dragons. I did kind of react a little bit, because at the moment I believe I have 6 ballistas. 6 ballistas should be enough to basically take down any air force in LittleWarGame. So no more ballistas from me, I hope. I don't remember if I keep building ballistas here or not. But you
have an addiction to ballistas.
Of course.
You have a ballista problem.
I have an addiction to
honestly, that's one of the...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's one of the things that I like about the dragon side, is that you could it's easy to cause an overreaction with ballista, because if you can, as the dragon player, keep killing all the ballistas, you can just snowball out of control and you just hold an advantage, right? Whereas if you're the ballista side, you kind of have to build a little bit more than you need just to be safe, which is kind of annoying from like an economical unit producing standpoint. Like, damn it, you just made me build these ballistas. I don't even want them anymore. So sometimes you kind of are building dragons, and then you just stop, and then you let them overmake ballista, and you're like, oh, well, joke's on you. I haven't made a ballista. I haven't made a dragon in a while.
Really quickly, bScherm, mages in the back, putting so much damage onto these snakes in the back here, and as a result, Yummy's snakes and wolves are going to be able to chew through my units here before I can sustain enough damage against them. That was the big interaction that I actually kind of wanted you to see there, bScherm. The fact that these mages can throw down their fireballs, and then all of a sudden, all those beast units have less health, which means those snakes have they have less time they need in order to kill those units, which means that beast fight can snowball even faster in the favor of Yummy here. Very, very exciting to see. And now we do see that slow field going down, slowing down these wolves like crazy, allowing Yummy to get into position before I can go in and try to fight this army here.
Yeah, that strategically, hypothetically and stuff makes sense, right? Like the snake versus snake fights, every upgrade matters. So if you can just throw down a fireball and blast the whole bunch down to half to 3/4 health, that totally makes sense. What were you thinking here, noticing that he has these mages, which kind of help tip the scale in this round beast versus beast? Did you feel like you needed to switch, or just outmass him, or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm about to make a comment about it in the chat below. At this moment, I start building some workshops. I realize a little too late. In fact, I had the gold graph up when we were taking this fight over in front of Yummy's natural to kind of show the goal difference that just occurred. Earlier, we had mined very similar resources, kind of like how we're mining very similar. Both of us were about 7,000 gold, and because of those mages and the fact that they were able to put some very effective slow fields and fireballs onto my army, I ended up losing my entire army, and now I'm about 3,000 gold behind, basically because of that mage tech that Yummy used here. So if I had some catapults before that fight, I think I could have played it a little bit slower. allowed the catapults to try to get some damage onto this basically snake mage composition. And that's basically what this composition is. There are some dragons sprinkled into this now, maybe to do a little bit of harassment, just make sure that there's some additional health for these for my snakes to attack into. But I definitely needed something to counter and to be able to touch these snake mage units before they started to affect my own. And I think mages, or I think specifically catapults, would have been the right call there had I recognized that I needed to get that a little bit sooner.
Yeah, this is amazing. He's just on pure, like, snakes and dragons and everything Drake and, like, everything in their common ancestor DNA tree here.
That's right.
Not a single wolf in sight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is one lone wolf in the army composition there. Yes, of course. We can't have beasts without our token trophy wolf there in the composition. Although it does look like there is another wolf somewhere around the map. So at this point, Yummy is very ahead. I've lost about 4,000 additional gold here to Yummy. I do deny some mining, and I am going to start putting a little bit of pressure with this catadrop here, but it might be, in fact, a little bit too late here. Catapults are going to start being a factor here, but they are a little too few and out of position. So we will see this game, I think, come to an end pretty soon. Doesn't look like there's much game to be played here after this point.
Yeah, catapults, I think, are the right call here, but probably 5 minutes ago, if you were able to build up a map.
Yeah, for sure.
Of them. But remind me here, did the mages come as a surprise all of a sudden, or like did he bust them out only when he had fireballs and you were like, oh crap, mages? Or did you feel like you had time to, looking back, like you could have gone, oh, mages, snake, maybe I should get caddis now, like going forward next time?
I'm pretty sure my bird was around to see the dragon lair, and I think the mage guild came around the same timing, so I'm pretty sure I could have prepared for that a little bit. And I don't know if you noticed this, but my bird was alive for a really long time, actually. I had built it after the third base, and then it basically stayed alive to scout the full completion of the fortress, the full completion of the dragon lairs, the finishing of the fourth base. And I'm very confident at some point during that time I would have been able to see the mage guild there. At that point, I probably should have responded with catapults and then started preparing for that mage snake army that we see Yummy going for in this particular army here.
Well, it was a great game. I learned a lot watching this. This is good.
Yeah, for sure. I think I interrupted you earlier. We were talking a little bit about Beast and kind of my exploration of it and why I went for Beast this game instead of playing Rax like I had been playing Rax a lot the last couple games that we had played together. And the reason for that is because I do think that Beast has the best mid game. The fact that they're able to rush out so much supply so quickly allows them to control so much of the map. And then one of the interesting aspects of LittleWarGame is the fact that you can tech into any faction. You can essentially do any mixing. So as a Beast player, you can open Beast and then get a couple of workshops, and then all of a sudden you're playing Mech, even though you opened with Beast. And Mech is really good at stabilizing positions and controlling basically the map that you already own. And where Beast excels is acquiring a lot of the map control, and Mech is really good at stabilizing and securing a lot of the places that you already control. So personally, I'm exploring the style of opening with the Raider, trying to get this third base pretty quick, and then going into Den. Curious what your read on that, Mr. bScherm, is. if you think that's a good idea for the meta, uh, or if you have different thoughts.
Yeah, I know a lot of top players who will do the the mixing of
Mm-hmm.
like opening racks, den then racks. Personally, and my reason's not like a good one, I just don't like mixing in buildings for my hotkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd rather maybe play a less superior
Ooh.
composition just by the fact that I want to use all my buildings and I don't want to have to tab between them or add an additional hotkey group. So it seems to be a popular kind of way to play. I like the thinking behind like trying to take the best of both worlds of the Raider being the opener and then the Beast being the mid gamer type comp. Uh, Makes sense to me.
All right, and with a helicopter flying overhead, I don't know if you were able to hear that. I think this is a good place to end the recording. Thank you, bScherm, for casting this with me. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate hearing a little bit more of your insights and your thoughts about the game, especially when you've been featured in so many of my videos so far. So, really
Mhm.
appreciate that aspect as well. And
Thanks
look,
for having me.
yeah, of course. I'm looking forward to hearing further updates about Pro League, and it's going to be your first Pro League that you're ever hosting, but I already have super high hopes for how it's going to go, and I'm very confident in terms of the organization there. So, be very exciting. I'll definitely post that down in the description. If any of you guys are interested in potentially uh, winning some money playing Little War Game, definitely sign up down below. You'll have amazing coaches to be able to kind of teach you the game, especially if you're new to the game. And you're gonna have some very similar skilled opponents to play up against, especially with how the seeds are working. And but I'm sure there'll be rule announcements talking about that specific thing later on. Alrighty, guys, this has been Neagat, and
Be sure.
be sure. I didn't know if you'd be able to catch that what I was trying to do there.
I
Uh,
thought you were gonna say this is with Neagat and have a great day. I thought you were gonna say that
for
instead,
sure,
but
for
yeah.
sure. Absolutely. If you enjoyed this game, please leave a like down below. Please leave a comment about what your thoughts on the metagame are. If you agree with some of bScherm's points. And if you're new here, definitely subscribe. See you guys in the next video.